efficient. But anyways, that's it's got to be crazy. Maybe it's a good thing living in the north here that everything works. Doesn't matter what the temperature is.
All right, there you go. Okay, guys. Everyone should be getting sound. You should be getting video. If you are not, please refresh. We'll type that in actually, because if you're not getting sound, you're not hearing what I just said. Please refresh.
Is everyone else getting sound in the chat room? Let's just make sure. Yep. Okay. Good.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's rock and roll. Let's start here with our market pulse. Peter, what do we have for today?
Right. Well, as we know, of course, the markets were closed yesterday, which means the U.S. markets need to catch up to the world a little bit. Fortunately, not a lot changed in the markets yesterday. We're seeing in the U.S. markets, we're up only about 0.5% overall. So a little bit of a green day. That's nice. Global markets are generally green this morning. The big news, I think, this morning is, of course, Bitcoin. Bitcoin spiked early morning at $51,000 a Bitcoin. It's sitting now just under 50 at 49.6 last time I looked. So it's going to be another day for Bitcoin stocks. And certainly if you're a Bitcoin trader, people are going to be popping some more champagne. On the Fed announcements, we have manufacturing numbers that are going to be released or should be out actually already, but that's usually not a huge impact on the markets. Overall, I expect it to be sort of Monday-like trading, even though it's Tuesday this morning, which means expect volume to be a little bit lighter, but we'll see what happens. There are a couple of things moving, but as Carlos pointed out, most of the stuff I see are low floats. None of the big movers happening, and I don't see any major announcements or earnings. So we'll go through our gappers list, but I expect it to be relatively, I said, quiet morning, sort of like a Monday.
Yeah, I do expect that as well. Thanks for that. All right, let's get to it, guys. Let's start with what's gapping up this morning. We have, again, quite a bit here that's sitting on the low flow side, as we mentioned earlier. Let's start with WBAI. But first, let's get rid of our watch list from Friday. We'll get rid of that, make some rows in here, and then we'll start to dig into what we have as far as gapping up. So WBA on our list, WBAI. This one here up 75% this morning. Looks like a buyout. Doesn't look pretty good as far as pre-market action at the moment. Also very interesting daily here. Does not have a lot of volume. Very choppy for the most part. So again, I don't think this one is really tradable. 33-cent spread at the moment. Again, just not a good price action right now. So I don't think it's anything tradable, Peter, unless you have any kind of great catalyst on this.
Well, they had some interesting news. They were just re-enabled for trading after a pre-market halt. Oh no, that was a different one. Sorry, we'll talk about that in a second. Sorry, this is feeding on the blockchain news. So this is 500.com, and they bought a company called Blockchain Alliance. I love it. They bought this company for 0.00005 cents a share. And they're getting the 75% pop in their stock. So, again, it just doesn't seem to matter the news. This must be a company with like one guy in his basement and 3 servers running. But, it's enough news to pop this thing.
Yeah, that is scary with that news. I'm going to take it out, guys. I don't think it looks good for me anyway. Let's take a look at Ford, F-O-R-D, and not for the car company, because there's only a 6.4 million shares flow. So unless people this morning confused this for that, this is up 34%, 727,000 shares traded. Again, low flow stocks sitting at 6.4. And we know, guys, these low flow stocks, we want to see a good pre-market action, and this is not it here as far as right now for that type of flow. So we'll skip on down to the next one, GTHX. It is up here roughly 30% at the moment, 704,000 shares traded. Doesn't have the best daily chart, doesn't get a whole lot of volume neither. Look down here, you can see less than 1.5 for the most part on the daily. Today they already have half of that, so it could be a difference maker. Pre-market is not that bad from here on, about 730 or so. But the spread is scary on this one, guys. Still 25-cent spread with not a whole lot of liquidity in this pre-market. So it is a bit concerning. Let's put it on as a possible for now. Flow is 28 million. It is not a low flow stock, but we need to be careful with this one.
Now they did get some FDA approval on a drug, their Cosela drug, yesterday that was announced. So yeah, we could see some movement with a good catalyst.
Okay, excellent. Pre-market does starting to look very good here, as you can see the movement. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one as a possible for now. SINO, this one is a 5 million shares float. This one at the moment it is up 25%. We have seen this one before in the past, and I think we kept it on deck. I don't recall, but the ticker does sound familiar. Right now, pre-market action is starting to get going. You see the volume coming in here at 1.3 million, up 24%. Former runner, as we've seen some days where it has popped up nicely here and actually held on this day here at least. So it could be interesting. Let's put it here down as a low flow stock sitting at 5 million shares float. We'll see if that's going to have some potential today. Pre-market is looking very nice right now. The way this is forming here is looking very good. Passing this 916 area. We had this level before on here, so let's see what happens. CAN, the 69 million shares flow at the moment. Pre-market action, okay, not great. Look at the daily on this. What kind of stock is this? Let's check here. Canan, oh, semiconductor. Oh, we've seen this one before. All right,
Yeah.
could be interesting. Say again?
I would just say yes. It's been on the list in the past. Never really traded that well, but we've certainly seen it before.
Yeah, I'm going to add it on here, guys. Pre-market does look interesting today. Obviously, the daily is very extended on this one. We do have shares for sure. The spread right now, not so bad. Got some good volume. Pre-market did start to look good here after 7 a.m. this morning. Got a little wacky. Hopefully that can continue. We'll see. It does get good volume, as you can see down here, hitting some 27 million shares traded, 79 on this day here. We'll see. Interesting daily here for sure. Do we have a continuation? Do we have another leg here like we did on Thursday and Friday? Will be the key. We got another low flow here, AREC. This one not looking great, guys. The volume is there, 1.2, but that volume is not trading all that clean at the moment. 17.8. It's a gap up today. Let's keep it down here. We had this one before, I believe. I don't know if we kept it. I know we looked at it sometime last week. We'll keep it on here. Let's come back to it. All right, we're going to stop here, guys. We have a ton, as you can see, gapping up. We're not going to go through all of them, obviously. Let's see what's gapping down. Let's take the top 5 or so, and then I'm going to throw it over to you guys, see what you guys have this morning that might be looking good for a possible play. We noticed the riot stuff, the riot, but the Bitcoin stuff is in play. We'll look at some of those right now, actually. Riot is looking very good right now, 12.2. Up 2.4 million. We're going to add that on here. That is in play today. Again, the challenge with these stocks is we don't have inventory for short. Mara is looking good as well, up 10%, 2.5. So we'll throw both of these on there. We know these are in play this morning. Again, just be careful with these, especially because it's very difficult to find inventory to short. So you're kind of you might be stuck with a bias of taking a long position here where there might not be one showing. So again, be very mindful of that. Try to have a neutral position when you're looking at the stock, even if you do not have shares for short. All right, let's stop in here. Let's look at Blue. Blue is down 29% this morning, 845,000 shares traded. Pre-market action, it's okay. It's a little funky. This stock does not get volume though. 1 million seems to be the average trade here, maybe a little bit less than that for the daily, which does not look great. I'm on the fence on that one, guys. I'm going to put it as a possible. Go ahead.
I suspect Blue will, if it's ever going to move, today will be the day. They had some unfortunate news. They had a drug trial that was suspended because of the death of a patient. And it was a patient that apparently used the drug over 5 years ago. So they're trying to figure out the relationship. But that's the news that's got this moving. So if anything will drop this further, that certainly would.
Oh, absolutely, guys. So definitely want to keep an eye on this one. Blue down 30% today. We do have shares for short. This halt was probably based on news being released, I would assume.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one, guys. Not good for them this morning, down just 30%. So that could really get you going here. FTI, this one is down 19%, guys. 420,000 shares traded. It has a decent pre-market action. FTI, we have traded in the past. It does get a lot of volume. Nice big gap down today. What's going on with this one this morning?
I don't have any specific news on FTI. If anybody out there has seen some, let me know. But I haven't been able to find anything.
Okay, yeah, looks interesting. Definitely down quite a bit. It was just hanging around 10, now sitting at 828. We do have shares for sure. It has a great volume at the moment. Pre-market action is looking good. We'll keep an eye on this one. Heading down, we have CLEU. This one is a 2.7 million shares float. Again, very low flow stock, not a great pre-market action, not great volume at the moment, only with 246. So we'll skip on this one. BPTH, guys, this thing popped up. Was it Thursday, Wednesday? I forget. It was one day last week. And it gapped up huge and it went up all the way to 24 and just slamming right back down here. Maybe we'll come back down to $5 and hang out here for another 6 months, and then we'll see in our radars again. Again, I don't think it's tradable, guys. I think the fun happened here on this date. I think it had a great pre-market action. Obviously, at the open, we saw what happened. It just slammed down the following day after that as well. So pre-market action right now, pretty crappy to say the least, down 10%. But again, I don't think this is really in play. GILT, this one down 9%. 434 does have a great daily. I mean, I know it's moving up nicely. He has a beautiful trend towards the upside, but not clean. Volume is lighter, around 5 million for the most part. Today they're down 10%, and pre-market looks a little funky. Again, maybe a possible. What's the float on this? 30? Maybe a possible. We'll take a second look at it. All right, we are going to let me look at PLTR because I know that's a hot one for us. It's been really good to trade this one at times, right? It can be very choppy, but at times it's done some pretty cool stuff. At the moment, down 7.6, 16 million shares. This is definitely in play. I know it's a difficult stock to trade, but it is in play this morning. There's no question about it. Look at the pre-market action now. The daily has a nice double top here on the daily. Lost some areas of support here, down around 32, 31.85. Peter, do we have any news on this one this morning?
Yeah, PLTR is one of the few that did have earnings. So they beat their numbers, as you could expect, I guess, by the way the stock is up. Oh no, so they're down.
No, down.
They're down. Well, that's weird. But they did beat their earnings, so they had good output. I guess I'll have to dig into that a little deeper to see if maybe they gave lower forward guidance, but that's what's moving in it.
Yeah, the report probably showed them up because they were up this morning, right? They were gapped up this morning, so they probably thought it was going to be good, but something at 7 did not go too well, and you can see here dropping into the red nicely this morning. So again, great pre-market action, guys. Great volume, 16 million at the moment. We do have shares for sure. This one has great liquidity, which is nice. But it just can move very aggressive. So that's where you have to really be careful on the PLTR. All right, let's stop here, guys. I want to give you guys a chance to throw some stuff at us. Let's go ahead, start with Karate. He's giving us CCL. What's going on with that? These guys in play today. They are up 3%. 1.1 million shares traded. So nice gap up this morning. We haven't seen them move a whole lot. We'll see. This could be interesting. We'll see. Is there any news behind it that they're gapping up today on CCL? We'll take a look at that. Now let's see here. Fabio is giving us Baidu. Baidu, let's see here. Baidu has a beautiful daily, guys. Beautiful daily. The issue with this one is going to be, again, it's a slightly difficult stock to trade depending on your trading style. It's like this is it's an acquired taste to say the least, right? For example, John can trade this very, very well. I've seen some of his trades on Baidu. They're just amazing, especially for the high of day breakout. But for other styles, it's not as easy for the price action. But I do like the daily. I think the pre-market is not great, but again, they're not used to putting a huge pre-market action anyway. I think this is in play. Depending on your style, this is definitely looking good as far as the daily. BNGO here, pre-market action is looking very good. Had a great day on Friday. Possible continuation. Has the volume. I think this has to be on our list. BNGO this morning. We'll throw that on there. Let's look at Edwin. So BNGO is good. FU2U, this one has been very active. Again, guys, it's just come down to managing your risk. I think this stock has been in play for the last couple of days, especially as it continues on this uptrend here. You can see the candles, the body of the candles getting a lot wider with more volume, which is great. I think the issue is just managing the risk on a stock that can have a 30-50 cent spread and really, really move $1, $2 in a candle. Look at this candle here, and I won't count this one because I'm not sure if this was transaction being posted. But if we look at this one here, 160 down to 154, and I guarantee you these are trades. So when you have something like that, and it's like that also from during the market open, you got to be very, very careful. So again, it is in play. I'm going to put it down on a risky pile. Yes, it is not a low flow stock. But we have to put it here because you got to be very careful. But we will acknowledge it is in play this morning. Here's Oxy. Oxy right now, beautiful daily, nice breakout. Oxy's good. We can definitely add Oxy this morning on here. That's looking nice. 543,000 shares traded, up 7%. That is good. Let's look at Hamish is giving us QS this morning. QS was in play on Friday, right? We had a gap up on this one. Today, possible continuation, but they're down 1.2 million shares traded. They do have the volume. We'll take a second look at this one. Heading on down, PLTR, we do have, that's good. CCIV, this one also looks good. Yeah, I like what you guys are throwing out here, better than what's on top of our list, looking very clean. Some of the stuff that we have will probably get kicked to the curve here. Roku has an amazing daily. I do like the daily on Roku. It's gonna get them a spot in the secondary list because right now pre-market action is a little bit dead, only 47. But I do love this daily. It is winding up nicely for a possible breakout. Might not happen today, but I do like what I'm seeing there on Roku. All right, let's take a couple from YouTube. I know we're running pretty late today. Well, let's do Lydia first. Lydia, you got SCKT, and I also see that on YouTube as well. A couple of people throwing that one out. SCKT, what is the float on this one? Very active pre-market action.
Very small. It's only about 3 million shares, I think.
Okay.
But it's moved. Sorry, I got 4.6 million. But it's moving today on some news. They released a barcode scanner for the iPhone 12, and that's got this stock up over 200%. Certainly, we're seeing the 22 million shares pre-market. It's moving.
Yeah, that is what you want to see, guys. When you see these low flow stocks, you want to see this type of pre-market action and this type of volume. That's amazing. So yeah, definitely in play. That's going to take out some of these other low flow stocks that are not looking so great. AREC, let's get rid of this. This is no good. You know what? FU2, we'll keep it on here. SINO, that one's good too. These three are good. Again, riskier type of plays here, but SCKT definitely in play this morning, guys. Looking very, very nice. All right, let's head on down here. FSR. I see a couple of people in YouTube throwing that one out this morning. That looks very good this morning. Pre-market action looks nice, 794. Daily, though, the daily on this is, wow, it's not great. Had a great day on Friday as far as volume, 70 million shares traded. Possible continuation today, though. So I do like where we're sitting at right now after having such a big day on Friday, right? Gapped up. This fell down a little bit, but it was able to maintain. So big gap up on Friday and now a possible continuation if we can get above this 20 for a possible break. So that's looking very nice. All right, guys, 9 a.m. I know we're running a little short today with some of the issues we've been having this morning. So we're going to go ahead right into announcements. And then after that, we're going to come back and fine tune this list here. So let me just get our announcements up and running. And since our website is down, we couldn't get the ones for next week, but we do have the announcements for this week. So we'll give you that so you can prepare your schedule.
All right, guys. Well, as always, we have a full slate of activities this week. And tonight, I will be presenting my webinar on how to pick the right share size for you. So one of the key elements you need to decide when you're entering a trade is how many shares to take, because it's core to your risk management. I'm going to go through 5 different methodologies by which you can decide how many shares to take and how you're going to manage your risk. I'll discuss the pros and cons of each and hopefully give you some information that you can incorporate into your trading strategy. So that's tonight at 8 p.m. I would also say tonight, Carlos, I know that we had some issues with the website. Will you be doing the onboarding class this evening, the intro?
Yes, we are. Glad you mentioned that. So we're going to do the onboarding class for those that were not able to make it yesterday due to the website. We will do it today at 7 p.m. tonight, Eastern time. So 7 p.m. tonight, Eastern time will be the onboarding class in the classroom.
Okay, so 7 p.m. for onboarding, 8 p.m. we've got our the webinar I just mentioned for all of our elite members. And then if you're an elite member, tomorrow night, Wednesday the 17th at 8 p.m. as well, you'll be able to join Nada to talk about balance your effort with patience. So she's going to talk about how you can show more patience in your trade and leverage that to improve your trading. I've got to tell you, patience is one of the things I think that is a hallmark of my success. I am not afraid to sit and wait for my setups. And if there's one thing that a lot of traders who tend to be over traders could use more of, it's patience in the trade. We always solicit input for our member trade of the day. We love getting the submissions. It's great to see the fantastic trading. I got to say, like so many of you, I do a survey often, and so many of you are having better days and fantastic trades. So submit them to us. Let's see them. And if you are the lucky winner, you could be the member trade of the day. And from there, so we will vote on the member trade of the week. Use the tags at Bearable Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at Norm BBT. Mike and Norm are the two that vote on the trade of the day. And then we all take a vote on the member trade of the week. Add the hashtags BBT family, day trading, and stock market so we know that you're submitting it for the trade of the day and not just sharing it with everybody. And we'll go through those and select what we think is the best trade as the winner. And you will get the bragging rights of being the Bearable Traders member trade of the day. And if you're interested in joining, we can join for a week. The code is premarket24. That gives you a $24 rate to join. There is a ton of material. I did a webinar last night for our peak capital friends, and here at Bearable Traders, we also have a ton of material every week, all the time, in our training, our forums, just the stuff you get in the chat room with the live trades and recommendations and support throughout the day. Join us for a week. You'll get a feel for what it's like. Hopefully that will convince you to join as an elite member. We are very proud of what we do here, and hopefully you will see the value. So again, code is premarket24 for a $24 trial to join us here in the chat room.
All right. Thank you, Peter, for that. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's look at this list here, starting with FTI. I do like the drop here, so I want to keep this down on my list. It is down 20%. We do have shares for sure. Pre-market action is looking very good this morning, so that will stay there. PLTR is very active. I like the pre-market action. This one, that's going to stay there. CCL has a 1.1 million shares traded, but the pre-market action after 7 is getting pretty nice here. So again, they're gapping up 2.7. I'm not sure if they're really in play, if they have any catalysts or news. CCL is great when they have a catalyst. So when they do not, they might not trade as clean. They might still get the volume, but might be a little bit choppy. So maybe a possible. We'll keep it there for now. Now, Baidu, guys, definitely looking good on the daily. This is going to be actually a secondary for me because of my style of trading, but it is in play today. So again, if that's your style, you want to have this one on your list this morning, I'll do a secondary on it. BNGO definitely in play, very active, has a has a great range today, already 14.98 down to 14.10 now. So that is looking very good there. Had a great day on Friday. So let's see if we're going to get a possible continuation. I know we're selling off now, but we're still up pretty nice here, 3.8 at the moment with 2.1 million. CCIV, this one, again, great day on Friday, nice breakout. I'm on the fence. That could be a possible for me, but let's see. On the secondary list, we have FSR. That one looks good. I like that one. Oxy looks great, guys. Beautiful on the daily. Also, a nice pop here as well. Blue. You know what? Blue is the one that has horrible news. They're down nicely, so I do like that one. That's good. GTHX, I think I'm going to remove this one. The spread is not great. It is up 30%. Not the best pre-market action. I think I'm going to get rid of this one for now. Normally, they don't get great volume. Today, they're doing almost a half of their normal volume. So it could be a difference today. But again, I'm going to remove it from my list for now. Gilt, GILT. This one, interesting daily. I'm going to keep it on here for now. QS, you know what? QS, I'm going to take off. I know they popped up great on Friday. 1.3 right now. They're down 5.6. You know, let's leave it for now. And Roku, I know this doesn't look great, guys, but I do like the possible breakout. It's really not in play per se, but it is up 1.2. Doesn't have the volume, but we know Roku could be so explosive. And if we can get a breakout like we did a couple of days ago, you can see how explosive this thing can be. And the volume comes right in for Roku. So even now at 474, as we talk about, once stocks become a little bit higher price, they tend to trade a little bit different. Their trading style does change, especially around that 250 range. But this one, I think it still has some juice left to trade very well here. So we'll keep it on there. Oh, we forgot CAN. We got some other ones up here. This list is really long today. CAN, I am going to move down. Yeah, I'm going to move CA down. I do like the stuff I have in here already. Riot and Mara, guys, are both in play. I'm only going to keep one. We'll keep Riot. They seem to have slight, not exactly the same pre-market action. Actually, Mara, as far as the daily, has a better daily. right? Because they're not as extended as RAI. Look how extended RAI it is, right? Mara has kind of like a little base here on the pre-market low that it just broke out of. So I like that better for some reason than RAI. So we'll get rid of RAI. I'll keep Mara for now. And I think we'll do some levels for what we have here. CAN, we moved that down. So let's remove it from our main list. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so a lot of stuff going on today, guys. Your list could look completely different, and you can have an amazing list. There's a lot moving today. There's not a lot that looks overly great, but there's a lot of possibles in here this morning. Let's look at Mara. High of the pre-market right now, 44.50. The challenge with this one is not having inventory for sure. I might move this one down just because of that. As far as levels towards the bottom, guys, you're pretty much covered. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. So that's taking care of you there. Do not need to do anything else for this one. FTI. I like the drop on this one, guys. Beautiful, beautiful drop. We're holding on to this 826 low of the pre-market. The price is literally there right now. Only 470,000 shares traded. But I think this thing's looking very good as far as the drop we have today, 20%. High of the pre-market sitting at 901. And we are sitting right at a level 2. Look at this 826, guys. A great area of support here. Resistance in the past, we got support on it, then we finally broke out of it. This looks very, very nice. Down here, we do have 760 as well, another level of prior resistance, and then a little bit of support here also. So it looks interesting. Maybe not, should not be on our main list, but it does look very interesting this morning. Now, in between here, guys, between 828 and 9, that is a big move, right? Don't think about it in the sense of just the dollar and the sense in the change here, but look at the range, right? A $9 stock that can give you 75 cents, that is a very big move. So I'm going to put a level here at 863. It's more of a minor support type area. You can see resistance and support happening here. So I'm going to throw a level there just to have in case this thing does decide to find a base at this 825 price that we are right now, which is kind of flirting with that a little bit. Here is outside of that, I think you're pretty much set. In case this thing does decide to come back up to the pre-market high, you do have an amazing level here, guys. Great area of support and resistance at 946. POTR, guys, very, very active this morning. Low of the pre-market sitting at 28 on the dot there. Again, we lost this great area of support the previous day close. It's funny, we were up this morning nicely. 38.84, and then something at 7 o'clock volume comes in, and this thing just took a nice dive here into the red. So we'll see. Again, this stock is difficult to trade at times. I'm also going to mark down this wick over here. This is over at a 29.66. So we'll throw a level there as far as support, and you can see here how the pre-market action is kind of playing around that 29.66 as well quite a bit. So that is good there. Here's CCL towards the top, high of the pre-market sitting at 21. And 2170, that's a great level of resistance. If you look back, you see how many touches we have there, most recently hitting it twice here on the 5th and also the 8th of this month. That's 2170. You want to keep an eye on that. If it can break out of that, you do have your next area of resistance over at 22.24 this morning. Towards the bottom, plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Your pre-market low is this one right here. You can mark it if you want 25.08, but this level here, the one that is the high from 2 days ago, you can see here how much cleaner and how much volume we do have around this area here. So that's going to be a good one. Next, we have BNGO. Again, beautiful day yesterday. It is up 4.2 today. Did give back a little bit after it hit its highs over at 14.98. Low of the pre-market right now sitting at 14.10, which is right over here at the moment. So again, a lot of support happening towards the bottom here, looking pretty strong. Let's see if this thing has the juice to get going. And then aside from that, towards the bottom, you do have the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, so you pretty much cover there as well. Next one, we have CCIV. This one here, guys, dropping down, not as great as, for example, BNGO. I like when it's set up this way, when you do have a nice breakout day and now you're still green for a possible continuation. CCIV did have a breakout day, but they are down today 5.2. So again, give me a little bit back this morning. 37.58 low of the pre-market. Below that, you do have 35.93, and then below that, you got tons of levels here, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days as well. So pre-market action is very active, guys. I think this is looking very good today. I think it was worth keeping here as one of on our main list. 2.1 million shares traded right now, so you definitely have the volume in place for this one. Now, our possibles, we have quite a bit here. We have Baidu, we have FSLR, which actually is looking really good, guys. This one is looking nice. Now that I'm looking at it, let's see. You know what? I think CCL is going to come down, and the reason is because CCL. Actually, no, I think I'm going to actually just take it off. We know CCL. If it starts hitting our scanners, we can tune into it. but I think it's not really in play just yet. The daily looks interesting, but that's about it. FSR does look very nice pre-market. I do like what I'm seeing here. We're up 3%, 918,000 shares traded. Low of the pre-market 1840. High of the pre-market is being traded right now over at 1970, so we'll throw a level there. High from Friday sitting there around 1993, so that's good. And then we have some levels here on the daily that we can reach out. So this thing has been a runner in the past. 2137, slightly here 2191, and then a big one here 2364. So again, I like this pop here. I like the fact that we gapped up on Friday. We did hold that, right? We ended green, and now we're trying to stretch out to that high of Fridays and high of the pre-market this morning. So looking very, very good there. All right, that is what we have, guys. Let's take a look at our moderators list and see what they are watching this morning. Again, there's a whole lot to watch. There's definitely a lot of options today. Let's start with Eamon. Eamon has Baidu. Again, Baidu looks very good on the daily, looks incredible. Microsoft VERU. He also has secondary, he has Zoom. CCIV, which looks good, guys. I have that on my list as well. And AMD. Tiffany is looking at PLTR, which again, very active this morning. BNGO, another one that's looking very good. Riot and Oxy, both. What happened? Did we look at Oxy? I thought I had Oxy on my list. Oh, I do. Secondary. Yeah, because Oxy is looking good, guys. The daily on Oxy looks very, very good. All right, heading back to the list here, we have a Peter IPO for today, potential IPO, AFCG. Thor, you're looking at PLTR, secondary list, CVS, Oxy, and Plug. Brian, you're looking at OCGN, CCIV, PLTR, Oxy, BNGO, and SCKT. And Mike, you're looking at Baidu. And Peter, you can read out your list. Or what do you like this morning?
Yeah, I'm watching. Well, whenever I'm not sure what to watch, I default back to my good old favorite AMD, PLTR that we've been talking about. CVS had earnings. It looks terrible pre-market, but I put it on my list. As a secondary, we have Blue, FSR, Oxy, and then, of course, the low float socket, because it had such volume, I have to keep an eye on it. As a last thought, one thing that occurred to me as I was looking at the IPO is I'm going to keep an eye on Bumble, BMBL. It might be interesting only in that it went to IPO last week and it's being watched. I was reading some articles this weekend. We'll see if it actually results in anything. But the CEO founder of this was named the richest youngest self-made woman in the world. Anyways, with the IPO, her personal valuation went over $1 billion. So there's a little bit of chatter about that. We'll see if that has an impact on this, which is a dating site focused on women. So.
All right, yeah, that I just see that. I'm gonna add it on here. BMBL, right? Correct. Yep.
Yeah,
I did see that on social media, so we'll add it on here. This is again, this is hot right now, 1.4. So we'll see how that is going to play out. Recent IPO there. All right, guys, that is what we have. Again, just to recap, we have Mara, we have FTI, we do have PLTR, also looking very active. BNGO, as well, looking good. CCIV, a couple of us have this one on deck, looking really nice. This pre-market action. FSR also looking great, guys. If we can get above this 1970, pre-market is looking good. I see a couple of people throwing out APHA. How's the pot area doing? Yeah, starting to get going. We got some good volume on this one. Yeah, this looks nice. I'm going to add it on here as I continue to fine tune my list. We do have Brian and Andrew up next, guys. Oh, Jerry's coming in with his list. Let's read his out before we log off here. PLTR, he's also looking at Riot and Mara, so the Bitcoin play there. And also he's looking at the semiconductors and also the energy sector this morning. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining us in the pre-market show. Hope you guys have an amazing trading day, and we will see you tonight. Is the onboarding class again, not at 8 p.m. as usual on Mondays. We're having it at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then after that, we do have Peter with his webinar today on how to choose the right trading share size, which is a very important part of your trading. So do not miss out on that. Again, we have 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and I believe at 9 p.m., I guess a full evening, at 9 p.m., I believe we have Kyle. Kyle, I think, is doing his tech class, but we will confirm and put it in the chat room if that is the case, because we couldn't have it yesterday, but I believe today we're going to have it. So, all right, take care, everyone. Trade safe, and we'll see you tonight.
Later, everybody.